My girlfriend dropped her 6-year-old nephew on my doorstep, without even telling me. She left a note, packed her bags for a beach trip, and ignored my calls for 3 days. By the time she came back, child services were already involved, and our relationship was over. I'm a 31-year-old guy. For the past year, I've been dating my girlfriend, someone I initially saw as caring and supportive. We met through mutual friends. She was charming, fun and easy to talk to. We started hanging out more, and eventually made it official. For a while, things felt comfortable, but looking back, I realized I ignored some big warning signs, specifically how she talked about her family. She'd occasionally mention her sister's struggles, referencing how her nephew often ended up passed around between relatives who didn't want the added responsibility. Whenever I asked for more details, she'd shrug it off, saying, "It's not my problem, I'm too busy for that." Her attitude struck me as cold, but I figured it was just her family dynamic. I never pushed the issue further. One Friday, about 2 months ago, I came home from work exhausted. My plan was to sink into the couch, order some takeout, and maybe watch a game or two on TV. As I pulled into my driveway, I spotted a little boy sitting on my front steps, his small backpack beside him. He looked about 6 or 7, blinking in confusion. My heart hammered. I parked, hopped out and asked gently, "Hey kiddo, are you lost?" He answered that his aunt dropped him off. At first I didn't know how to react. Then I noticed a hastily scrolled note in his hand with my address on it. Recognizing my girlfriend's handwriting, I felt a jolt of disbelief. I asked, "Did my girlfriend bring you here?" He nodded. The note read something about him needing a place to stay for the weekend, and that she'd explain later. No hello, no courtesy text, just her nephew on my doorstep. I guided him inside, gave him a glass of water, and asked if he was okay. He shrugged, saying he was hungry. I rustled up a quick sandwich and some fruit, trying to stay calm. My phone hadn't rung or vibrated all afternoon, so I checked for messages. Nothing from my girlfriend. Shock turned to anger. Who abandons a child at someone's house without any warning? I tried calling her, straight to voicemail. I tried again, still no answer. Then I texted her, "Why is your nephew here? Are you coming back soon?" No response. I was left with a confused kid who had no clue why he was there. I asked him if he knew where she went. He shrugged, saying she mentioned a girl's trip with friends. That's when it dawned on me. She decided to dump her nephew on me, so she could jet off to wherever without telling me a word. Unsure of what to do, I rummaged through the boy's backpack. Inside was a small tablet, a t-shirt, underwear and a few crayons, hardly enough for a full weekend, let alone who knew how long. I asked him about his parents. He said, he lived with his mother, my girlfriend's sister, but apparently the sister was out of town for work. My girlfriend had volunteered, or so he believed, to watch him. Then she dropped him at my place. I felt the immediate urge to contact someone. My first thought was to call the sister, but I didn't have her number. All I had was my girlfriend's. Next, I considered calling my girlfriend's mother, but I'd never spoken to her either. Anxiety spiked, a child's well-being was at stake, and I had no real authority or plan. I sure wasn't prepared to babysit for days without warning. Still in disbelief, I tried calling my girlfriend one more time, straight to voicemail again. My next step was to call a mutual friend to see if anyone knew the sister's number, or had any clue where my girlfriend was. The friend sounded baffled, saying she left with a group of girls to some beach resort. She was bragging about it all week. Are you telling me she just left her nephew behind? I felt a rush of anger so strong that I had to take a deep breath to avoid cursing. The boy glanced at me, sensing the tension. I calmed myself enough to say, "Hey, don't worry, I'll figure this out."